Hey guys, and welcome back to Regretsit. Brexit England, Northern Ireland and Eastern Europe. And in Brexit England, it seems that Boris Johnson and his government of woeful idiots have come up with a new scheme to help through the cost of living crisis. And that is, it will be cheaper for you if you don't use electric during peak times. So when the kids get home from school, you say to them, well, can you just hold on until maybe 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, right? When it's going to be cheaper for you to watch TV and for you to cook. Well, we'll be at school. Yeah, well, yes, that is correct. You will be at school. So could you just go straight to bed now? These guys are completely out of ideas. But that's what happens when you put someone in here who just talks a very, very big game, because that's been Boris Johnson's whole life. He's very, very he talks a very, very big game, and he's always fast paced. He always seems to be things going on. You know what I mean? He wants to build an airport in the middle of the Thames, or he wants to build a bridge from London to Paris, right, or to London to New York. This man wants to, so it's a moonshot. Everything with Boris Johnson is a moonshot. The sky, there's no limits to the sky, and that's why he can come up with this just complete and utter foolishness, right? That you can have cheaper electric if you don't use it at peak times. That's reminiscent of them saying, "Do you realise that supermarkets do home brand food? You should buy that, because they do home brand stuff, and they even do some stuff in some of the supermarkets with yellow labels on it, so you can get stuff cheaper at that time." This is how they like to educate people, of course, as if to say people didn't know this type of shit already. But these guys have lost control of the economy, right? And they have no ideas of how to actually bring the people of this country out of the crisis they've put us in, right? Because all of this is down to the Tories. The way how this country is right now, it's all down to the Tories, right? And they have taken a perfectly good country and completely destroyed it. And welcome back to By Any Means Necessary. Thank you so much for all your messages sent me, and a special thanks here to everybody who signed up to my channel. I feel so blessed with so much people that have signed up, so thank you so much for that. I'll go for all the messages, I'll answer as many as I can, but I will like all the messages for definite. And we have the world is in just a absolutely horrific place. The world, right, is just everywhere. There is crisis, right, and disasters just going on everywhere in the world, and unfortunately, we've got this nasty right-wing world, right, where we've got half of these Western countries who don't want to help anybody. They're just like, oh no, not our problem. Those people can they just go somewhere else. Don't know where to go, but just go somewhere else. And that's their attitude. Whether it's Australia, you remember what they've done to the Vietnamese boat people, right? Australia's got they've got farms that are bigger than England, right? And these people have got so much room, right? And I don't even think there's 30 million people in Australia, right? And you've got so you've got farms, right, in Australia, right, that can fit, right, probably the whole of the Australian population. They went over and they murdered the Aborigines, because there was 300,000 or 400,000 Aborigines, right, and they're down to maybe 30,000 or something like that. I'm not sure, but I know the numbers are really low, right? But so they murdered them all off, took their land, and then they've got the cheats to say to other people, you know what, you can't come here, don't want you coming here, right? After they stole the land. Stole it, murdered the people to steal their land, and then they've got the cheek and to say to other people, nah, don't want you here. Right? After Britain sent all its motherfucking criminals there afterwards as well. But and then you've got like you, and then I mean the only one out of all of them, right, who you can say, you know what, they seem to have like a small amount of conscience, is Canada. But Canada's the only one who's looking at their past and saying, listen, you know what, you know, we've done some horrific things here. We really, you know, because they're digging up the mass graves in Canada and places like that, you know. So I said the world, you know, it's in a nasty place, right? You know, and especially like, you know, because you know Britain, the motherland, right, of sending out, right, its explorers, right, who was actually just a load of thieves, murderers, and rapists, right, sending out their explorers all over the world, right, and taking over countries all over the world, right here, right, and I point over there, the French too, right, you know, and then we can go, you know, the Portuguese and the Spanish and all these, right, but Britain was one of the main ones to go across the world, right, you know, and take people's land, right, you know, take all the goods out of their countries, bring it back here and put it into all the museums. That's why all our museums are so backed up with artifacts that have been thieved from all over the world, right. You think Indiana Jones, right, was, you know, but you know this, you know, he was a architect thief, as most of them, as most, I hope I've got the right word there, thief, right? That's right. And you see, as most of our explorers and you know, and all them adventurers and all that, that's what they all was. They was all thieves, murderers, rapists, the worst scumbags the world has produced, right? That we sent to all these places, right? And if you notice, yeah, the people who have the biggest problem with displaced people all over the world, right, is Australia, America, Britain, right, the motherlands. Right? Britain's the motherland of, you know, of America, Australia, New Zealand, Canada. Yeah, all the other Europeans, they all joined in because, you know, there's a lot of land going around, so they all joined in. A lot of the, you know, most of the other Europeans, they joined, not Eastern, but you know which ones. They all joined in for the grab, right? But as I said, look, the world is in a disgusting place, right? You know, we move over to America. 46 people have been found dead in a trailer in San Antonio in the USA, right? And all these people, they was all migrants, displaced people, you know, not people who. Do you know? I've just thought of something. Why Donald Trump like branded all these people as, like, you know, rapists or the worst of the worst that are coming to the country? Because he's just looking from his past, you know, what his past, you know, ancestors have done, right? And you know, these people from the right wing, they expect everyone, right, to behave like them. They can't understand a world where, you know, where people actually want to help other people. They can't understand that's not in the right, that's not in the far right nature. That's not in their nature at all, right? So that's the reason why Donald Trump is just, you know, that's the reason why he's been saying all these things all these years, right? Because you see, this horrific incident that we've had in San Antonio, right? You know, the Republicans are already coming out and saying, well, this is Joe Biden's fault. And you know, not one of these right-wing fools could say will say, okay, well, explain that to me. Explain to me how this is Joe Biden's fault, because you always accuse Joe Biden of wanting an open door policy. And if Joe Biden had his way and he had an open door policy, then people wouldn't need to get into the back of trucks, right, to be smuggled into America. You see? I mean, there's not really an argument around that. Yeah, it's just direct, straight to the point. There's no argument around that. Right? These people are struggling to get into America because Trump wanted to build a wall, right? And now, right, if the Democrats had a policy where they could have people processed a lot easier, right, what would the Republicans be saying? Oh, they've got an open door policy. So, you just have to say to people, what is it do you actually want? It's the same in this country. Right? Instead of them, right, processing the people in France and then saying, well, look, you've got a processing centre in France. If you go across on a dinghy, right, then, we're going to ship your ass to Rwanda because you've got a processing centre in France. Right? So don't come across on dinghies. Get yourself processed there. That would be the easiest way round of it, because then even I would agree and say, well, you know what? If you come across you come across the channel, right, on a fucking boat, right, when you've got a perfectly good processing centre there, right, go to the processing centre, right, and even in that way, right, they could even take they've got fingerprints of the people and pictures of them, right. So if they do eventually end up in the country after they was denied entry from France. Right. I remember, obviously, they've got to be denied entry for a proper reason, and most of these guys have actually got a right of being in this country. Right. So the ones that haven't, you could sort them out from there and say to them, well, look, you can't go over because you're a war criminal. So that's the reason why we're not going to allow you to come into the country. Right. So. Because look, for me, right, I believe in a world, right, of no borders, and I always hear, every time I say something like that, right, I always hear, right, the right-wing fools' ears prick up and say, believe it or not, so what? They just travel all over the world, wherever they want, willy bloody nilly, live wherever they want. Yeah, right, but you see, there is limits to that. Do that, of course, because if you are like a paedophile, a rapist, or a murderer, then you keep your ass in your own country, yeah, until they let you out of prison. That's if they ever let you out of prison. But you don't get no passport to travel around the rest of the world. You don't get no passport in that case, because you've already proved that you are a danger in your own country, and we don't want you out because you're a danger, right? But if if you haven't been committed, if you haven't been like convicted of any of those type of crimes, right, then I can't see no reason why you shouldn't be able to just travel around the world and just live wherever you want to live. I can't see no reason, because you're not a danger, and most people, I'd say that 99% of people who are displaced around the world or traveling around the world to are going other places to work. They're not going other places just unless they're very rich. Say lucky bastards, right? But most of them are going to go and work in these countries, to make I'm not even going to say to make people's countries better, but to make their life better, right? But there's nothing wrong with that, because when they're making their life better, they're going to make your country better. So there's nothing wrong with that. Just saying, I've come here to make a better life for myself. Right? Because that could only mean that you're going to make a better life for that country as well. That's all that can mean. Doesn't you're not going to start what is it you think people are going to do? Start sucking the the goodness out of the country, and if you want to come and live in a country, then obviously they want to take up roots. So anyway, let's go back to this, like to the Americans now. What's going on? Because now they're blaming Joe Biden for this nonsense. Do you know what I mean? And they're saying, well, this is because I don't know why they say. I don't even know how they can blame Joe Biden for this. But somehow the governor of Texas is saying this is Joe Biden's fault. The governor of Texas is a fucking crazy idiot, right? He's the same one who wanted Texas, right, to be the #1 place in America, right, for the least gun restrictions. I believe all those children were just murdered in his district, right? So we've had that one. So and it's going to go down. It's just going to go down as just some bipartisan nonsense, and no one's going to come up with any decent solutions as to because I don't know what they expect to do with displaced people. I just don't. We've got the right wing over here. We've got the right wing in America, and they're just like, well, just don't come here. I mean, you can only stop people, right, from attempting these things, right, by force. That's the only way you can do it, is by force. How much force are you prepared to use? I mean, we're prepared to send people to Rwanda. So not put force we're prepared to use, right? But how much force are you prepared to use? Because there is no answers to this shit. There's no answers to this, right? People are being displaced because because they're for lack of food, through lack of through lack of money, right? Because they might be in a war zone. There's just so many different reasons as to why people are being displaced around the world. Right, as to why these 46 people have ended up in the back of that truck, right? And there's a lot of people that actually didn't die, because I think there's 15 or 16 people in hospital in a serious condition in hospital, and the heat out there was 103. So, because I think it's probably desert, isn't it? So, and then we're staying in America, and we've had a dump truck, right, has been hit in Missouri, and 3 people are dead. This dump truck was on a train, was stuck on must be stuck on a train line. Let's hope it was stuck, because let's hope that someone didn't actually put it there. But you see, like, again, the train had turned over, and then you see, and the people had like pushed the doors up, obviously to get out, and they're standing on top of the train and all that. But I mean, it's just very, very lucky that's only 3 people dead, but it's just absolutely horrific. Again, I've always thought that those Amtraks were so dangerous because there's so many unmanned, unpersoned. I'm just too woke. I am far too woke. So I was unpersoned, right? Those unpersoned barriers, unmanned barriers, right? There's just so much of them on them Amtrak. When I say there's some, I mean and those Amtraks, they really do move. They're really fast, right? And I mean this type of thing is just like really just. And if you see the train just overturned. It's just like horrific. Just a absolutely horrific thing. But I've always worried about the Amtrak, because there's so many ports that are just unmanned. I really want to say unpersoned because I'm too damn woke. Another word that's been stolen, like Africa. Stolen, right? Woke. It's another word that's crossed over. And we have just, the world is, this is just some horrific stories, just unbelievable. Right, 13 people killed in a massive explosion in Jordan. Right, it's after some gas canister thing, right, just must have fallen and it exploded, and just if you see this, I mean, there's just a huge cloud of yellow. I mean, it's like complete like egg yolk yellow, right, cloud. If you see this, it was just like, whew. It must have, to be there must have been like really proper frightening to actually be in it. And we have a major crisis at the Horn of Africa, right, where we've got up to 18 to 20 million people, right, are being starved out. It could have a possible famine coming to hit that area, right? And this all is to do with the war in Ukraine, right? And I saw a Russian politician giving a speech the other day, right? Putin was there as well, right? And this Russian politician, right, said that let's try and get this right. We are counting on the famine. Not we're hoping that this famine doesn't happen. We're counting on the famine. So obviously, so that so the rest of the world will take take off the restrictions or the sanctions off of Russia. If they, if Russia can say, well, look, you know what, we'll starve all these motherfuckers out. You don't take these sanctions off us, we'll starve these people out. We'll kill the fucking lot of them. Which, right, if you know anything about history, this is what Joseph Stalin done. I'm sure to the Ukraine. Back, obviously back in the day, right? But I'm sure this is the same tactics. Obviously Putin, but obviously Putin thinks he's some type of fucking St. Peter or whatever the fuck it is. Do you know what I mean? But that's what he's doing, right? So he's gonna purposely starve out these people in the Horn of Africa, right? And you say, well, hold on a minute, right? So you're starving them out, right? So what these people need, they need food and water. So you tell me, just work this for me out now, right? the Ukraine, right, needs weapons to defend itself. How the fuck, have the world not mobilised and said, okay, what we're going to do, is we're going to make sure that these people in the Horn of Africa have food and water. Right? We throw away so much fucking food, right, in this country on a daily basis. Restaurants throwing out food, people throwing out food from their, people buy so much more food than they can actually, eyes bigger than their belly. Right, so they have to throw out loads of food out of their fridge every week, right? Supermarkets throwing out food, right? And if you was to go into the supermarket bins, right, you could be arrested for taking the food out of the supermarket bins. They don't do it to you because it's not a good look. But let me tell you, it has happened in this country, right, where someone went into a bin. Because we have a lot of problems with we have a lot of problems in this country where people are going to food banks, and some people they've been to the food bank too much, or they haven't got the right paperwork to go to the food bank, so they have to go dumpster diving, and they just go into bins and just get whatever they can out of bins. But that is 100% illegal, and you can be taken to court, as people have in this country. Right, but the supermarkets know it's not a very good look. So what they do, right, is they will just cut the things open and just pour bleach on them and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Or make sure that they're in a condition that no one else will trouble them. That no one else will take it out of the dustbin or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? That's the lengths they go to. Right? When you've got the Horn of Africa, 18 million people, just about to fucking start starving, right, because of the war. These guys, what we've got in Europe, right. But as I said, right, the Ukraine, right, can get all types of weapons to defend themselves, right? But there's the Horn of Africa. Well, what are we going to do over there? Well, we have no clue what we can do, because all the aid workers are finding it far too difficult, right? All the charities far too difficult to go, because it's costing them far too much money in fuel and all these type of things. So that's why the governments now have to really take up this mantle. But then we've got all the right wing in all these countries who will be like, oh no, look after our own people. That's what we need to do. When the real truth is, right, them people who say that to you all the time, we have to look after our own, right? They wouldn't flick 5 pence to one of the ex-soldiers that are living on the streets. Wouldn't flick them 5p. So I don't know what's going to happen in Africa, but we'll just have to hope that that these people get their acting together. But I can't really see. I mean, if they've allowed the Palestinians, right, to be slaughtered for the past for over 80 years. Right? I mean, there's not going to be much chance they're going to get over and help those people in the Horn of Africa. I just can't see it. And then we've got the Russians again, right? They have, see all these stories. Every story this morning is just horrific. The Russians again have bombed a shopping centre in Ukraine, killing 13 people. This was a busy shopping centre, so this is an out-and-out war crime. Right, out and out war crime. But it's all horrific stories just all over the world. Just start, well, and then we have Ghislaine Maxwell is to be sentenced. So it's not going to be a good day for her, because her ass is going to end up in prison. I'm sure she's going to get, well, I don't know, actually. We'll leave that to speculation, because she might get a judge that's just like, what, we'll give you a little 10, right? And with time served, because she's been in prison for about 3 years at least, and with time served, do you know what I mean? You're going home today. Or we might get a judge who just says, you're going to take Jeffrey Epstein's sentence as well, right? So it's going to be good 40 years in prison for you. So we don't know, she just really hopes, she just wants to hope that it goes well for her, right? And then we have Andy Murray and Emma Raducanu, who have gone through, right, to the second round at Wimbledon. Both of them, I think, Andy Murray, I think he lost his first set, and then straight he just won the next 3 sets straight. Emma Raducanu she's just done her thing, and so both of them too. I think that means they're through to the second week, and I think because it's the second week, because of the tournament, Wimbledon last 3 or 4 weeks, I'm sure, isn't it? So I think it's through to the second week. So yeah, and then today on court, I think there's Serena Williams and Rafa. I think Rafa Nadal is. I think Rafa's on today. I think, so some exciting players. And Nicola Sturgeon, Sturgeon, will today announce that she is going to hold a referendum in October, and she don't care what the British government have to say about that. They can go and fuck off. And this is all of you right-wing racist fools' fault. Our closest cousins, the Scots, some of the nicest motherfuckers in the world, right? Can't wait, don't want, just need to get the fuck away from us. It's like when you know your favourite cousin who you always thought really liked you. They said, I'm moving to America because I hate you. And say, what? Yes, you're the reason I'm moving to America because I've never liked you. I've always thought you was an absolute twat. So I'm moving to America to get as far away from you as possible. That's what the Scots are saying to us. Right? If the Scots, could just say, you know what, we're going to break away and just break the island, break off their piece. And they say, break off our piece, and let's just float that somewhere else. I say, can't you say to the Scots, can't you break out London as well and just float us off with you? And Wales would be like, yeah, but we're coming too, along with Ireland. We're off too. So Nicola Sturgeon, right, is, because obviously that, the Scots are pissed because you know what, they're more left wing. Obviously they're right wing people in Scotland, but they're more a left wing nation of people, right? So they're obviously not as hateful as the English, right? But they're more a left wing nation of people, right? And we keep on imposing right-wing governments on them, and this one, right? I mean, the last, I'm sure for the Scots, for the last like 13 years has just been, you know what, this is it. We're done with these people. We don't want to be with you any longer. Okay, we're leaving. We're getting the hell out of here. Right. So she's going to announce it. I just hope they don't. Boris Johnson just doesn't have her ass locked up. Boris Johnson is worried about the red wall seats, about people crossing the flow, right? And you know something, right? If it's going to happen, it's going to happen very, very soon, right? And they reckon there could be up to 6 of the new intake of red wall MPs who said, you know what, I don't want to stay with these Tories, because if they don't do it really soon, then Labour will nominate someone for that ward, and then that person will be nominated for the next election. So however long these people have got left, that's how long they'll have left as an MP. Because if things look how they're looking, right, it's just no way obviously the Tories can ever win those seats back. Obviously, people must have worked out now that their little foolish racist asses have been lied to. All along, right? They've been told so many lies. But these are the fools for believing this bullshit. You know what I mean? It was always bullshit, and they must have known deep down. They must have known, because when have the politicians, right? These Western politicians actually done anything, right, to help any of these people? If you go to places like Germany or somewhere like that, and the difference in how they look after the people of those countries is, it's just immense compared to compared to America and Britain. America and Britain is just like, no, we need all of this money that we have in our rich economies, right, to spend on weapons so we can go around the world killing as many people as we can. Doctors will be going on strike asking for a 30% rise, and the RMT are like, 30%? Whoa! Right? I mean, doctors already, they're already, most of them are north of like £100,000, because I think it's about £90,000 minimum, right? That's your GPs, right? So so they're already on. So they know that we want 30%, right? If you can get it while you can, right? But the RMT must be looking at, whoa, how the hell is that? How does that work out? 30%. Imagine if the RMT worked for 30%, right? They would lock Mick Lynch up. His eyes would be locked up. They'd waterboard him. They'd be like, are you taking the motherfucking piss, fool? Barristers are asking for 25%. The RMT must be looking for himself. Damn, he should have went to fucking university as well. Seriously, 25%, 30%, barristers 25%, right? Yesterday, the court system broke down. Yesterday, I think for one of the first times in Great Britain, right? And one of the barristers was like, "This country, the law in this country was the envy of the world." Like, yeah, you tell him, my lord. You tell him. Right? The Royal Mail workers have voted to strike. They will be asking for. There was no way, right? They would have the cheek, the audacity, and the liberty, right, to ask, right, for 30 or 25%. The Royal Mail workers know their place. They know exactly where their position is in this world, right? And I can tell you, yeah, they're gonna definitely be under 10%. I haven't heard what they're asking for, but it's gonna be under 10%. Right? But they've already fucked up the Royal Mail. I mean, they sold it all off. When they sold off the gyro system and all that, and all the people in this country was like, oh, a good idea to sell off the Royal Mail, even though. Now, hear me out on this. The title Royal. People in this country are like, we need to sell that as well, right? Because we like being asset-less. Because we're idiots. London Underground are set to go out on strike. Again, I don't think they'll be asking for 25-30%. And if you hear some of the commentators on the radio yesterday, yeah, when they was speaking about the barristers, oh yes, I think the barristers should get more money. Right? And the RMT workers, fuck them fucking fools, working class motherfucking clowns, right? They need to know their place, right, and get back to work on the motherfucking rail. Who the hell do they think they are striking? But what about the barristers? The barristers deserve they need extra money. They need more and more money because some of the barristers are only working for £50 a day plus expenses. Hold on. To work and know their place. Right? Who the hell do these people really think they are? Just get your hell back to work. Right? And so, but the barristers, oh, well, they need that. They need extra money. They need at least 25% more. I don't understand about the doctors yet because obviously the doctors are doctors have gone straight in for the jugular at 30%, and let's see if the public's behind that. Okay, so Brexit. The government have won the vote on breaking part of the Brexit deal, even though the shit had been warned by the EU. The EU told them don't do that because now, we look like we're going to go into a trade war with the EU, and that, right, is not going to work out good for this country. This country is going to be in some serious problems. I mean, look at the shit what's going on at the moment, right? And then they want to get into a war, a trade war with the EU, right? Which means, right, that our businesses, right, well, there'll be tariffs on our businesses, and I don't know what Britain thinks it can, because Britain already, right, has no power against the EU. So I mean, if it goes into a trade war with the EU now, because it has had Ireland, Northern Ireland annexed, right? With the consent of the people, annexed, right? That's not the EU's fault that Britain was so stupid, right? To vote for Brexit in the first place, right? And then put in somebody, right, who was actually get Brexit done, knowing, right, that any deal that you bring, right, is just going to be horrific for this country, right, unless you stay in like something like because it would have been a lot less devastating if they stayed in the customs union or in the single market. It would have been a lot less devastating, where we would have just been like just rule takers. But now, I mean, now we're just, I mean, we're not even just rule takers, we're more than that. We're the whipping boy. I mean, we're just, because we're nothing. As you can see, the EU can just dictate any terms they want to us, right? Boris Johnson thinks he's looking big, bad, and hard over this over this Northern Ireland Protocol thing, but he's not. He, on the world stage, he's looking like an arse, right? And he's making Britain out to be just like a ridiculous, needy country who's just begging countries all over the world, begging, right? Oh, please put a bit of business our way. The TUC issue workers' rights warning over post-Brexit trade deals as the UK are doing deals with countries that have very dodgy records. At least 13 countries with dodgy records, the UK is doing deals with them, and the TUC is saying, well, hold on a minute, what about all the human rights? These people are putting kids in sweatshops, and now you're dealing with them because obviously, no rules, no regulations. Right, we can do as we want. So now, if we want to buy T-shirts that have come out from a sweatshop, then you know something, we can get our T-shirts for 99p. Because they've been made by a little child, right, of probably 9 or 10 years old, maybe even younger. Banning EU travel cards have been devastating for the UK trade industry. Travel industry. Banning EU trade cards have been devastating for the UK travel industry. Things like school trips and all that, because they just find it so difficult. So it's like, you know what, we'll just allow Britain. That country has no history anyway. That's what all the Europeans are saying. This country has no history and it has no future. Wow. No history, no future. Well, they should say, well, they've got a very dark history, and their future's dark too. Jacob Rees-Mogg has come up with another Brexit bonus, a fantastic one this time. It's all about those signs in places like the Blackwall Tunnel. I say the Blackwall Tunnel because he used that one specifically. So it's all about the signs in the Blackwall Tunnel. And I thought to myself, something, what I'm going to do? I'm just going to have a little read of some EU laws and find out exactly why we have, what do we want to call them? We have signs in the Blackwall Tunnel, distance signs in the Blackwall Tunnel, because you got in places like all the tunnels, all over the EU and Britain now. Right, we have these signs in the tunnels to tell you how far the exits are. Right, on so this one is just like it's just there, or this one is a bloody distance away. Right, so I thought I'd look at this and find out what the hell is going on with this. And it turns out, right, that the EU brought in a directive, so it's not even a law, it's a directive, right, to say, well, it was like I think it was the tunnel in France in Montpellier, right, when they had 39 people die in a tunnel, right? And because the signage wasn't too good, because they must have the people where obviously they must have run the wrong way, right? Because they thought, we don't know how far, right, the fire exits are, so let's take a chance. We'll go this way, and unfortunately they went the wrong way, right? And so much people died in there. So obviously, like those stinking Europeans, right, who want to impose their filthy laws on us, right, have decided they decided, oh well, the best thing we can do is put distance signs in there so people know to themselves, well, if we go that way, right, there's an exit right there, but if we go that way, it's a long motherfucking distance. But, as you know, the Brexiters, they're too fucking stupid to look anything up and find out the truth about anything. It's a directive, it wasn't a law. And Jacob Rees-Mogg put it down to being another EU law, another Brexit bonus. Anyway, guys, look, I've been on for far too long. Again, this, my friends, is By Any Means Necessary. I'm the MC John Ribbs. It was really nice to speak to you guys. Comments below.